You know,
So I just started streaming and then
yeah. You know, so like that's the
30
thing.
seconds out
Like
from extraction point.
the
What? Mayday! 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 I've been hit! Losing altitude!
biggest thing is
Jaeger! Respond, damn it! Jaeger!
the the most important factor is what you shoot the best. The next most important factor is what you like the best. Because it doesn't matter if you shoot one gun phenomenally well. If you don't like it, it's not going to matter.
Yep.
I just got your text. So, like... Say again? Fair. Yeah, I'm getting off in a few minutes once I finish up this thing anyway, so... Sorry, I woke the roommate.
yeah, I thought so.
You know, like I shoot a Glock 17 almost as well as I shoot my HK VP9, and I always lean towards my VP9 because it's more comfortable for me, I'm more familiar with it, and I like it. I don't like how a Glock feels, I don't like how they look.
Heads up! Roach is incoming.
For all pedantic
Neutralize all
reasons,
roaches.
but on my VP9, I like how it looks, I like how it feels, you know, I'm very familiar. That's what I go with. That's the other thing that people are going to tell you. They're going to be like, oh, buy a Glock. It's the only thing you need. It'll, you know, survive a nuclear holocaust in the Antarctic while you're fighting the polar bears for supremacy of Mars. Which, yes, they're right, but as a civilian shooter, like, and even in a self-defense scenario, look down at your tendencies where you go day to day. What, you know, blah blah blah. You ever gonna push anything into those kinds of scenarios? No.
Yeah.
Shit, I wasn't even paying attention.
It doesn't make sense to make sacrifices for something that you're never going to see the benefit of. Alright, get the fuck out of my face, or I swear to God. Fuck me. So, and that's the thing. Take what most people say with a grain of salt. There are a lot of answers to the same question. There's like 1,000 ways to skin a cat. My what? Yeah, man, go ahead. You know, so. And then the next biggest thing is whenever you meet other quote-unquote gun people, a majority of them who don't give you a similar response to what I did is because they have their ego in their gun and they equate their dick to their gun.
I just fucking blew you up.
Yeah. Also, military people and police officers are not gun people. They don't know firearms. Some of them can barely use firearms. And with that, they can only use what they're trained on. And cops are barely trained more. I would put it this way. I worked at the local gun range for 3 years. There were only 6 of the police officers in my local department that showed up on a regular basis.
Are you supposed to?
Technically, but they don't pay for your ammo. They don't reimburse you for going out for training. They actually encourage you not to go for training. Like, blah, blah, blah. So, like, they encourage you to be a bad shooter more often than not because politicians look at a highly trained, capable shooter as a quote-unquote more lethal shooter. And that's the only purpose behind it. In reality, if you're a much better shooter, you're less likely to hit Jimmy Bob on the side of the road.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. Training. Training. Go get some high quality training. Like, not all training is good training. So
Yeah, but you got yours in the military.
I got some of mine in the military. My handgun training I got outside of it. But, like, you know, save up the money. Go to SIG Academy. Go to James Yeager's Academy in, like, Tennessee, if that's closer for you. Something, you know, find a good place near you and take those lessons. doesn't matter if you own the gun and you can shoot a piece of paper that's static. You need to be like very capable in a variety of scenarios.
Yep.
Which is also not just going to keep you alive. More importantly, it's going to keep other people alive when you pull your firearm, or prevent you from shooting little Cindy in the face down the block while she's screaming.
Went from little Cindy
That's
to little
the crash
Jimmy.
site. Jaeger's inside. Secure him and prep
What's
for
up,
evac.
Cindy? Oh, sorry about your fudge ripple. Well, there's plenty of that where you're going now. Depending on which god you pray to. I'm sorry. Alright, fuck you. And the horse you rode in on, you big ass alien zombie Nazi cunt. I don't even know what the fuck these things are.
Your roommate pissed at you?
Oh, here's Jaeger.
No, it's a common thing that I had a really good habit on of so I'm up always wicked fucking
It
late.
looks
I'm
okay,
just a
thank
loud
God.
individual.
All
I
right.
got screamed at by
He
my
was
drill
en route
instructors
for
to be
extraction.
quiet at boot camp, if that
Keep
tells you
Jaeger
anything.
safe until it gets there.
So, like, I'm notorious for just being monstrously loud. And I fell out of I used to do it all the time. I used to stay up late on the computer all the time, and then Monster Hunter World came out. So I fell out of the habit, and this is the first time back on my computer at 5 in the morning. So I gotta rebuild it. Right now I don't have a job, so like 3, 4 in the afternoon. I just lost that job because the owner of the company is a big ass dumb cunt. He didn't like the way I did things compared to the way he wanted things done because he's a used car salesman, literally, before he opened this business. But I was getting up at like 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah, my fucking... I don't
I'm
know, I'm
running.
trying to fix my sleeping schedule, and then I, revive you. I'm trying to fix my sleeping schedule, and then I'll go to sleep at a normal time, as I usually do, and then I literally will not be able to wake up for some reason.
Oh yeah, see, I'm an insomniac, so I just falling asleep is the hardest fucking thing in the world.
See, I just don't sleep. That's it.
Yeah, there are weeks where if I sleep at all, it's amazing, and then there are other weeks where I actually can sleep fairly well. Once I'm asleep, I'm usually pretty good, unless there's a bump in the house, but getting there is the hard part.
Yeah. Why are these guys spawning so much? Oh, that's why we're about to fucking lose.
Neutralize
Let's use
all
1
hostiles.
HP. Jaeger's 1 HP.
Really, a tank? That is not what we need right now. Oh, ball sacks. Here we go.
Don't want him to get hit.
How did he hit me?
How did I end up over here? I just had
Damn
a
it.
huge lag spike.
Oh no 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 no! Gotta revive him.
I got him. Or not. I don't know what's going on now.
Okay,
Somebody
go.
else get Jaeger. I'm having serious lag
I
problems.
got.
Ah, I just arrived too.
Well, that made me feel like an asshole.
I blew his ass up with a grenade.
All
I didn't
right.
know you could do damage to him.
Wow, jeez. Let's retry that real quick.
Yeah. I like how Cash asked one question
Yeah.
and he was serious about it, and you just took it just as serious as he asked it.
Yeah. What's up?
No, I'm just saying that's awesome.
Oh. Yeah.
You fucking broke it all down for me.
Yeah. Well, the way I look at it is, because I'm trained,
We've got a lock on
certified
Jaeger's location,
trainer
but
with
the area is
handguns,
swarming with
rifles,
enemies.
submachine
Get
guns,
over
and
there
assault
and extract
rifles.
them
Like,
ASAP.
I have experience with a ton of weaponry,
Heads up,
um,
Roach is incoming. Clear the
practical,
area.
impractical, etc., etc. The way I look at it is that this kind of thing, especially if you're going to carry it, if you fuck around, get it wrong, people can get hurt, and more importantly, people can die. And generally speaking, if you fuck up, you're not the one that's going to die.
Yep.
So if I'm not serious about this and I don't give you good info, I could lead you harming somebody else. That's just not okay. Also, I'd hate for you to go out and spend $600 on a handgun because some asshole told you this was the only thing to get. Fucking hate it.
Yep.
I've seen a ton of dudes do that, and usually I sit there and shake my head because I told them not to, but...
Yeah, I appreciate you, because,
Roach is squashed.
yeah,
Keep
it
moving.
was a super fun
Jaeger's counting on
experience.
you.
Going and
Yeah.
trying it out. It totally was not what I thought it was going to be. I was like super, I was excited. I don't really get scared by anything, like, but, you know, there is that danger there with the
yeah.
gun. Anything can happen really, so I was a little scared at first, but
Oh, yeah, and
it was
that's...
super fun.
And that's not a bad thing to be when you first start. You know, I'd rather you be scared than indifferent or arrogant about it. You know what I mean? Ultimately, though, you should have a respect and not a fear. But somebody like you walking in there scared of it is so much better than some of the people I've dealt with that walked in there arrogant about it. You know, those are the people that are going to get somebody hurt. Somebody who's scared is going to be far more careful.
Right.
So, you know, and it's actually funny. You always get two things with people with firearms. Either that's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, or that was more than I expected. Because they either come in with this, like, righteous fear that it's going to be every caliber handgun is a hand cannon, or they come in after playing too much Battlefield.
Prepare for incoming
They
hostiles.
think, like, recoil
Neutralize
is not
all
an actual
hostiles.
thing.
Better Battlefield than Call of Duty.
Yeah, I thought, I was like,
Yeah.
had a death grip on the gun because I thought I was going to, like, fucking fly out of my hand when I shot it, like it was, like, Desert Eagle or something, but...
Yeah, and to be perfectly honest, too, once you get the basics down, you can literally shoot anything. I have no shit worked with... I
That's
had
the
this
last
one lady
of them.
come in when I was...
The crash
director.
site is just up ahead.
Paid the money to the range to have me with her the whole time, and we started her on a 22 and worked all the way up to a 454 Casull revolver and everything in between, like 10mm semi-autos, 45s, 9 mils, 380s, 22, 357 mags, 38 special, everything. She was like 5 foot and like 110
That's the crash
pounds.
site. Jaeger's inside. Secure him and prep for evac.
And
So basically a
she
small
was just-
person.
Oh yeah, itty bitty little thing, and she was just drilling that fucking 454, which is more recoil and power than a 44 Magnum, by the way.
Damn.
Short range power compared to a 44 with actual ballistics. 44 is far more useful. But anyways, besides the point. It was actually funny. Her favorite was like she had the most fun with the 454, and her favorite was the 10 mil, which is the second most powerful, reliable semi-automatic. Desert Eagles don't count. Those things jam like it's their job.
Reinforce first.
Yes, please, for the love of God.
One thing that I noticed is that the weapon, I don't remember what pistol we were using, but it jammed a shit ton. And I asked one of the ladies I was working there, and she's like the gun might be dirty, but then it also be your grip, and then like a few other things.
Yeah, 100%. There are a lot of guns that are very finicky. So the term is limp wristing, whenever your finger grip is bad, you're not having a nice firm wrist, you're not locking out your elbows, but you don't want to have like limp elbow. You want a nice sturdy elbow setup, the rest of your body's rigid. Depending on the gun, if you're missing some of those, one of those things or more, you could have severe impact on your performance. Glocks in particular fucking hate limp wristing. You limp wrist at all, it doesn't matter. That thing's going to malfunction no matter what. But if you're nice and firm and choke it like a BDSM lover, it's going to fucking go. Because BDSM lovers, they like that nice, firm,
okay,
solid
thank
choke,
God.
but you're not looking to kill.
All right, Helo's en route for extraction.
So
Keep
Like
Jaeger
when you're
safe
jerking
till
off,
it
it's a
gets
nice,
there.
firm grip, but you're not trying to choke it out.
yeah. Oh, so you don't want to like grip it too tightly.
Yes, gripping it too tightly can actually be almost as bad as not gripping it tight enough.
Imagine it
So
like a
it's all
bow
the
and
same
arrow. You
thing.
just kind of hold it. You don't grip it tight. You don't let go of it.
Yeah,
Is it like that?
kind of.
The shell kept getting stuck inside the chamber.
Yeah, that's limp wristing.
Okay.
90% of the time, that's limp wristing. Also, a quick thing, because I think I heard you say it. Call it pedantism, but it's a magazine, not a clip. And I say that for your sake, in that as you get more into this and you talk to people who know, if you say clip, they're going to ignore you or treat you like shit. But if you say magazine, they're going to answer your questions. They're going to talk to you, because there is a difference. Magazines have springs, clips do not.
Oh, I never even knew that.
There isn't. You use clips to feed magazines. You use magazines to feed firearms. A lot of people will be like, "Well, what about the M1 Garand?" The M1 Garand, you insert a stripper clip magazine mechanism that uses that magazine to actually load the rounds into the gun. So, the biggest reason for that spread of misinformation is media, video games, people who don't know what they're talking about, then spread that even further, and then, you hear it from your buddy, and he thinks that's the right term, and blah, 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 because you don't know any better. It's one of those, holy Jesus, Jaeger, fucking taking it to the face like a bitch.
Eliminate the roaches before proceeding.
Those big ass.
Alright, I gotta heal up.
What is spitting on me? Get off of me. I do not know you. I do not love you like that.
So it does sound like a bit of pedantism, but it is important. So, you walk into a gun store and say clip, they're going to know what you're talking about and they'll help you out, but they're probably going to make fun of you.
So they are actually two different things. It's not just like I'm trying to think of the word for it. So there are two separate things. It's not just like a slang word for it.
Correct. So when you get a chance, Google a stripper clip. All right. Google 556 stripper clip, and you're going to see this thin sheet of like almost sheet metal thing, and that's used to hold and store 556, which then using a some kind of reloading spoon or there are other contraptions and devices out there to make it easier. You feed those things into these devices to load the rounds off the clip into the magazine.
Good work.
And then the magazine is the actual thing you insert into the firearm to load rounds into the firearm. Go bang.
I have to do my research so that I seem like I kind of know what I'm talking about, even though I'm pretty ignorant at the moment.
I'll recommend you to some YouTube channels. Military Arms Channel, Iraq Veteran 8888, Hickok 45, and Forgotten Weapons.
Alright,
Okay.
go FMP.
Yeah. We lost the other guy.